Welcome to the JavaScript for Pentesters course at Pentester Academy. In this video, we will look at variables in JavaScript. Now, before we begin, please go ahead and ensure that you have Firebug installed. Now, people who are not aware, Firebug is a fantastic Firefox add-on which can be used to edit, debug, and do a ton of other things with CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. It's now becoming one of the primary tools used by web developers, and it's going to help us in many ways in learning JavaScript. So ensure you have it installed. Once the installation is done, under web developer you should see Firebug, and then you can click open Firebug, and this would open up a terminal for you. Just clear what I typed in before. Right now, the right hand side window in here is where you can type in JavaScript and you can run it directly without having to create an HTML page. So let's say here goes, you can run this, and this would execute JavaScript as you would like. Okay, so variables. Now, as JavaScript is a dynamically typed language, we do not need to declare data types for variables during the declaration phase. So basically we would say var a, and depending on how we initialize it or later use a, the data type is automatically assigned. So var a equals 100 would mean a is a number. Var a equals hello world, either in double quotes or single quotes, would mean a is a string. And var a equals to either true or false, please ensure the case is always lowercase, is a Boolean value. Now, it is important to note, as we mentioned earlier, that JavaScript is case sensitive, and hence, of course, variable naming is also case sensitive. Variable names must begin with either a letter or an underscore and never with a number. Also, no reserved keywords like var, etc. can be used as variable names. So now let's just play around. So let's say we define a variable x, and if you just try to alert x, what you would find is you get undefined, right? So a variable which is declared but you pretty much haven't assigned any value to it would be undefined. Now let's say we go ahead and mention var x equals 100. Run this, you'd see that 100 is displayed on the screen. You could kind of go back in here and say hello world to Pentesters. There you go. Now this is defined as a string, both single as well as double quotes is allowed. And finally, you could also define this as, let's say, a Boolean value, right? So the true or false. Now, one of the other important aspects with variables is variable scope. Now, a variable which is defined globally pretty much has a global variable scope, and variables which pretty much are defined inside functions are local in nature. Now, we will take up global and local variable scopes in more detail in later chapters. For the time being, just keep in mind that these are the two different scopes which are possible. So that's all for this video. If you're enjoying your time here at Pentester Academy, then we would really appreciate if you can recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the InfoSec community. Thank you.